I picked up these shoes from yard sales and thrift stores throughout the week. Now it's time to clean them. The great thing about owning your own business is you can do things how you want to do them. So this is just how I do it, you guys. If you don't like it, choose to do it a way that works better for you. It's not going to hurt my feelings. Whenever I'm cleaning shoes, here's the few things I like to use: a lint roller, Goo Gone, a heat gun, a pair of scissors, and a rag. And that's pretty much it. All of these shoes were in great shape, so I didn't have to throw them in the washer and then let them dry out in the sunlight, which is awesome. They just needed a little TLC. I usually wait until I have a few pairs of shoes unless they're a pair that I really want to get listed. I just wait until one day throughout the week and I list all the shoes that I picked up that week. So let's get started. The little stickers, sometimes they put 500 on them whenever you get them from the Goodwill. You can use your hair dryer if you want to be a little bit more careful than I was. These look like they were just barely hanging on, so I'm just slowly peeling them off. One of my favorite things to use whenever I'm cleaning shoes is Goo Gone, and you don't need much at all. Just a little bit on a rag goes a long way. I'm just lightly going over these heels, and that Goo Gone is going to get off the sticker residue. They look great, so let's move on to the next pair. These, again, just remove the sticker, and I'm going to take the rag without even spraying any more Goo Gone and go lightly on the outer soles of the shoe. These didn't require much cleaning at all, which is great for me. These next ones were also in great condition. I just need to cut off the tag and tuck in the shoelaces. When I'm photographing shoes, I like the laces to be tucked in. I just think it looks more professional. Next up, I'm going to use just a little bit of Goo Gone to go on the outer sole of the shoe, and it's going to make it really nice and shiny. These also didn't require much cleaning, which is awesome for me. This pair is also in great condition. I just need to cut off the tags, tuck in the laces, and use a tiny bit of Goo Gone to kind of clean up the outer sole. This pair requires one extra step. You can see the creasing right here on the back. Here's how you fix that. I got this off Amazon. It's a Warrior heat gun, you guys. The step takes no time at all, and I promise you it makes them look 100 times better. Whenever you're doing this, you lightly go over the part where the creasing is. Be very careful when you're doing it because you don't want to melt the shoe. A slow back and forth motion works best for me. As you can see, the creasing is gone on that side and it looks 100 times better. Now it's time to do the other side. This little heat gun is definitely worth the investment. This pair of New Balances are in great condition. They just had a slight creasing in the back here, so I'm just going to use the heat gun once again, and we're going to take care of that. When it comes to the bottom of the shoes, I clean them with a little Dawn dish soap and a sponge. Again, I like tucking in the shoelaces, and this one has a little bit of creasing also, so I'm just going to lightly go over it. Converses are super easy to clean. Usually they are in good condition, and you don't have to worry about them too much. I usually throw them in the washer with a little bit of detergent and use spray and shout on any ones that have tough stains, but these were in awesome condition. All I'm going to do is take a little bit of Goo Gone on a rag, and I'm going to wipe up the outer sole and the toe of the shoe. I also like to have a lint roller on hand because it works perfectly when you just need to get off those little fuzzies. To reach under the laces, I just kind of tear that piece of lint roller off and kind of just dab it, and it comes right off. Tuck in the laces, and I'm also going to use pool noodles to kind of use as a prop inside the shoe. You can have a shoe insert if that's what you prefer, but pool noodles work great for me. I even use them for boots, and I've not had an issue. It's a very cost-effective way to have a shoe insert look without actually having the shoe insert. They're all cleaned up. Now it's time to photograph. I use my entertainment center because it's backed up to a wall and a whiteboard. Open your camera and make sure you put it in square mode, and here you go. It's time to start photographing. I like doing a slight angle as my first picture. Next up, I like to turn them to the side so I can get a side picture. Front angle shot. Turn them to the other side to get a nice side picture on the opposite side. Turn them again because you want to get a back picture. We have recessed lighting in our living room, so the lighting works out great. A few more shots, and also don't forget the size tag. I cropped this out so you don't see the pool noodle. Again, I'm using the pool noodle. The great thing about these is you can cut them to adjust them for the size that you need, and I'm just going to do the same thing I did for the Converse to make sure I get every angle of the shoe. Make sure you photograph all and any flaws. That is crucial. If there's any flaws to these shoes, you want to make sure you picture. Right here you can tell I missed a little bit of the permanent marker because they marked it on the bottom how much they were, so I just took a little alcohol with a rag and you lightly go over it, and the marker doesn't always come off, so in that case I would just take a permanent marker and scribble over it. Make sure you photograph it so the buyer knows exactly what they're getting. These next ones also cleaned up pretty nicely. I'm just going through and photographing, making sure I get any angles and picturing any flaws. These did have a couple scuffs, so I'm making sure I picture those. When it comes to heels or platform sandals, I also like to include the measurement of how tall it is. I store all of my shoes in a numbered box, so this is shoe box 20. They'll all go in there, and I put the more delicate ones towards the top. Once a few shoes start selling out of one box, I just fill the box up again. As I'm photographing, I'm writing down the shoe and exactly what box I put it in. Once I sit down later to list these shoes, I will go into the description and put shoe box 20, and I'll know exactly where they are whenever they sell. Don't be tripping, it's just flipping.